Hi, my name's Kasim Aslam. I'm recording a video testimonial for my buddy John, and he asked me to talk about how digital marketer has rocked my world. I own a digital marketing agency in Scottsdale, Arizona. We've been in business for 10 years. I have 8 employees, and I love what I do. And what's interesting to me about digital marketer is I feel tenured. I feel like I know what I'm doing, if that makes sense, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but uh, when I introduce myself, I tell people that I own the greatest digital marketing agency on the planet. And whether or not that's true, I like to put that level of competence out into the universe, because I feel like we really do bring that with us. And the fact that an organization that pushes education can have as big an impact as it's had on our business, I think is very telling, because it's not just for beginners. The tips and tricks and hacks and principles and best practices they teach, they elevate everything you do, regardless of how much you know or how long you've been doing it. It's a lot like anything else. Professional athletes have coaches just as much as amateur athletes do. And I look at digital marketer that way. I think that they bring just a degree of polish to things that you kind of wouldn't otherwise have. And whether or not you've been through other educational systems or you're self-taught, there's just so much value to have. The things they teach, it's not. There's an old adage that I don't necessarily always subscribe to, but it's interesting. It says that those who cannot do teach. And what's cool about the digital marketer guys is all they do is do, and then they document it and they give it to you. And so, to answer his question specifically, I guess the way it's changed our business, first and foremost, I think streamlining our processes has always been something we're really not very good at. I hate to admit it, but it's just so true. We have a lot of really unique personalities, not just as far as our staff, but also, we have some vendors that might as well be employees because of how often they work with us. And everybody does something differently, and usually in a really good way. They bring their own level of value and creativity. The disadvantage you face is when you have a lot of drivers, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, so to speak, you get into a situation where things are either contradictory or certain process A doesn't flow as well into process B. And digital marketer sort of gave us a business in a box in a way, not as far as the global service offerings, just in terms of hey, here's the 7 best practices for launching your Facebook ad, for instance. So now we know anytime we launch a Facebook ad, regardless of what else you might bring to the table, because I think we bring some additional value that, just from things that we've learned, everybody knows you got to hit those 7 points at an absolute minimum. And I realize that sounds like minutia, but when you spend all day, building online ads, it's not. It's really impactful. And you take that and you quantify it. That's one example of hundreds. Our client onboarding process has been impacted by digital marketers as far as the questions we ask and the process we go through. I did a seminar with Ryan Dice where he taught us how to bring on new clients, and it was insane. Just the things he said that, I've been doing this for 10 years. You'd think I'd be smart enough to figure it out, but I'm not. I needed Ryan to explain to me some things that you'd think would be so axiomatic, and when you really get in there and do the deep dive, the amount of value he brought in a 2-hour seminar was unbelievable. We've used it in every single new client onboarding process we've had, and I realize I'm speaking kind of in ethereal and nebulous terms. I don't want to get too practical application on you because I don't know where your specific point of interest or study is. But speaking in overarching terms, to have a company that has made hundreds of millions of dollars through the conduit of digital marketing, to then document how and why they were successful in a very clear way, and then just give you that information to be honest with you, for what they're charging is it's laughable when you see the value. It truly is. And I was skeptical in the very beginning, is the truth. I thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Because, all you see is the price tag. You don't see the value after the fact. Because some of it's hard to articulate, just to be honest. Hey, I'm going to give you a bunch of checklists. Well, I don't know if that's worth it. But when you really put them into practice, if you put them into practice, there's just no question. I feel dumb for not having done it sooner. And then, just to add to that, the community of people that you end up being exposed to. Everybody at Digital Marketer is awesome. Ryan Dice is just, he's just a good dude. High integrity, brilliant, and his staff follow suit. And then the other people you meet. The guy I'm recording this testimonial for, I've never met him in person, but he and I are buddies. And here I am recording a rambling, strange video testimonial in my bedroom because he asked me for a favor, and that's sort of the things that we do for each other. So, anyway, I'm sure you're probably asleep now because I have that effect on people. But I hope this helps. I hope it does. Huge fan of DM. As you can see, I drank the Kool-Aid, and I'd love to see more of you guys sign up and join, and it's worth it. And that's all I got for you. I'm coming from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. If you're ever out this way, ping me. I'd love to meet more people. And that's it. Good luck, John.